ladies and gentlemen and non-binary folks. Thanks so much for coming out tonight. My name is Jinxie Cat, and this is the Nexus Gaming Series Storm Division. I will be your caster, host, producer, all that good stuff tonight. I am so very excited to be hanging out and chatting with you all. So thank you everybody for being here. We have a lovely set of games between the members of GG Till I Die and the members of Team Backdoor. So before we head into the games, let's go ahead and head on over to the maps where we can talk about where we're going, where we cannot go, and where we hope to go. As you can see, GG Till I Die has gone ahead and banned away Alterac Pass and Battlefield of Eternity. The members of Team Backdoor have banned away Cursed Hollow and Garden of Terror. And our first map this evening is going to be Infernal Shrines, picked up by Team Backdoor. GG Till I Die won that coin flip. So they went ahead and opted for first pick because that's kind of a big deal right now, as you may or may not know. A little bit less so after the recent patch that dropped today. So very exciting there. But once again, they went ahead and grabbed that first pick. So Team Backdoor will be the ones taking us to Infernal Shrines. If you haven't been out of there or been in today, you know, if you're a little bit out of the loop, maybe you're just getting off of work because you're a Pacific gal or guy or non-binary person like myself, you might be wondering, hey, Jinxie, you know, what patch are you talking about? Well, folks, there was a recent patch just dropped by Blizzard. Lots of new and exciting changes, the big ones being Zagara nerfs, Vala nerfs, Stitches nerfs, an interesting buff to Leoric, and then interestingly enough, we actually got some Nazebo buffs as well. Some underpicked Kira talents were also kind of tuned up a little bit. This is our very first match on the patch. I have no idea how it's going to play out, how it changes things. You know, there's been a lot of talk on the forums, in between all the communities. A lot of the pro players saying, you know, Vala is kind of trash now, and other people saying, no, she's still really strong. It just is, you know, more comp dependent as it was in the past. Folks saying Zagara is trash now. You know, there's a little bit more punishment to what she wants to do with those new abilities, not just Unga pushing like she has been for the better half of a month at this point. So lots of different interesting things. We're just waiting on a couple of players to patch in, and then we will be all set to go. So while we wait for them, remember, my lovely friends, you can hit !Matcherino in chat, and that will bring you our Matcherino page where you can donate to Storm Division. This is everything that everybody has been fighting for. Whoever wins the whole division will get that prize pool to split amongst themselves however they feel fair. And it really helps, you know. They keep showing up if we donate. I know every single Heroes Place is asking, like, give us money for prize pool, but you know, that's what happens when the parent company drops off. So just looks like we're waiting on one more person from the side of GG Till I Die, and then we'll be all set to go. If you had the opportunity to try out that patch, then I would love to hear what you think about everything, how it's going, as we wait for our very first game here. If you're just now joining us, welcome. It's so good to see you, my friends. We're going to head back over to those maps for all those people who are just joining us. We're still on game number 1. You haven't missed anything yet. Just getting started here. As I mentioned earlier, you can see the members of GG Till I Die banned away Alterac Pass and Battlefield of Eternity, and the members of Team Backdoor banned away Cursed Hollow and Garden of Terror here. Forgot that one for a second. First game is going to be on Infernal Shrines. And so I'm really hyped because we've seen a lot of Zagara when she makes it through on Infernal Shrines. We've seen a lot of Vala on Infernal Shrines. You know, this is places where they really shine. We've seen a lot of Stitches on Infernal Shrines too, which, you know, there's been a little bit of a debate about whether or not Stitches is really good on Infernal Shrines or not. Some people saying you can just stand outside the objective and hook people into your team and kill them if you just have kind of an idea of where they'll be. Other people saying it's not so good because you can hook those skeletal defenders the same way that Li Ming can have a little bit of a problem, just due to the fact that, you know, there's so much BS in the way there. So I hope we get to see some of these new heroes, the biggest one being Leoric. He did get some changes you guys didn't see to Skeletal Swing now does 75% additional damage to minions. And then I believe the new Neil Peasants does a little bit of extra damage to them, another additional 75%. So still a pretty good talent. They also changed it up a little bit. I actually don't have the patches in front of me, but it was worded super weird. So if anybody knows, what those skeletal swing changes are, and you can kind of maybe explain them to me a little bit better, then I would love to hear it. Other than that, it looks like all 10 of our players are in the lobby now, so we're just waiting for them to get rocking and rolling. They're asking about hats right now. Just as a heads up to everyone, we do have an off-roster sub tonight for the members of GG Till I Die. Madara will be subbing in, so we're gonna get to see a little bit of Madara, which is always exciting. One of the favorites from CCL to come in and play and always give us a good game. So any minute now, we have ours from the members of GG Till I Die, just waiting on the members of Team Backdoor over here, and then we should be good to go. So just a couple more moments. I know you guys are tired of seeing me and watching me talk about nonsense, but it's very good to see you all. It is my first official Storm League cast since last season. We did some qualifiers over on my own channel, but I am back here on the main channel. So it's so lovely to see everybody and to have you all come out and support Storm League. Every season it becomes a little bit tougher, but those of you who stick by, we love to see you. And I think that it's a pretty great, just kind of transitional tournament to watch while we do wait for some of the other ones to hop up, especially since a lot of them are EU tournaments. So all of my NA friends here, I'm sure, most of you aren't really feeling like getting up at 3 a.m. to watch a Heroes tournament. And the same thing goes for those of you in the EU. None of you are feeling like staying up until 2 in the morning to watch a Heroes tournament. So we're just waiting once again for the members of Team Backdoor, and then we should be ready to go. Do I have any predictions for who takes the series? Oh my goodness. I'll have to think about that. We have some really, really strong players. I haven't seen a whole lot of GG Till I Die play. Unfortunately, I've missed a lot of their series and whatnot. I did get a chance to see Team Backdoor, and they pulled a really, really strong sweep out from under the feet of CCS. So if you guys are watching any of those qualifiers, it was a really awesome game. CCS was just playing for seeding, and Team Backdoor was playing, if they took it all the way, they were going to get in, which, since they're here, obviously they did. So, kind of based off of that, I do feel like the members of Team Backdoor are in a stronger position. However, again, I haven't gotten to see as much of GG Till I Die as I like. So maybe after this first series, we'll have a little bit of a different opinion. You think GG has it? Yeah, I can definitely see that. They're asking me if I am ready, so I'm going to let them know that I'm ready, and then we can hop on in to game number 1 in our best of 5 series. It should be super fun here any second, guys. There we go. Infernal Shrines. Now again, big patch came today. The biggest one being Zagara is nerfed, Vala is nerfed, as we were just talking about. I find it kind of funny that Blizzard disabled her last night while they were fixing her, but like the whole month before that, when she was so dominant, they're like, this is fine, we're just gonna hamstring one team every single time by making them ban Zagara. And then it became kind of a up in the air if you banned Vala. I did see her get through pretty often. Most of the time, she ended up winning. But, every so often she didn't. Most of the time, it was on my team. But, she got some changes as well. So we'll see if it's the death of Vala. Personally, I hope so, because I'm tired of that shit. And we are going to see Mephisto, though, banned away first here. So a very good Shrine Clear hero. Get him out. And you can see without that instant Zagara ban that the members, it's a first ban, actually. So since the members of GG Till I Die have first pick, they wouldn't be the ones banning Zagara anyways. We'll see here if Team Backdoor are going to ban her, or if, maybe they want to try. They're going to go with Junkrat to start. So that means either Vala or Zagara will get through. I trust their knowledge on the game of whether or not, some of these heroes are good. I think Vala has gotten through the most in Storm Division and some of these higher tier championships, just because teams know how to play against her, and first picking a Vala can be quite devastating. There have been times where she's been completely ignored. There have been times where she's been banned, and there are times where she's just, randomly picked up in the third pick, banned in the third ban. Hanzo going to be taken away as well. And of course, we look over here and we got that unaverted on the enemy team. So it makes sense. Unaverted, who can stack that simple geometry in under 2 minutes. Makes sense to get rid of that Hanzo. That's a good point. Legacy is on the side of GG Till I Die, and if anybody can pull out the saves, it is Legacy. So we are going to see the Hogger ban, confirming that neither Zagara or Vala are being banned away. And with our first pick, Tychus over here from Vince. There you have it. At least in this game here on Infernal Shrines, the master players think that Vala and Zagara have finally fallen into a place where they are not first pick, first ban worthy, which is, I think is pretty awesome, just simply because, it always feels bad when you feel forced to ban something. This isn't League of Legends. Speaking of forced to ban, Brightwing has been kind of the dominant support for just most of the better half of the last 2 seasons or so. We're going to see her come out with unaverted, grabbing that false stat as well, looking to try and dominate the map via global positioning. They can be anywhere in just a couple of seconds, every minute or so. Brightwing, hers was reduced to 40 seconds and then counting if you do go for that hyper shift at level 1. Diablo getting to come back through. We love us some Diablo. So Madara picking that up. And then another one who's actually been, I feel like, kind of slept on is Dahaka. So Jay gonna pick that up there, and I'm really excited to see what they do with it. I feel like Dahaka is so very powerful. He got some changes in the not most recent patch, but the patch before then. The biggest, most noticeable one being the fact that he can move while burrowing. Now, it is at 50%, and then later on, you can pick the burrowing clause if you'd like to see him move a little bit faster there if you feel like you're not being able to get out in time. But most people who play Dahaka know how to get in and out of those positions, so they weren't picking it anyways. It's just a little bit of a buff for him. So very nicely done there. We're going to see Stukov banned away by the side of Team Backdoor. And now, what is GG Until I Die thinking? Stitches. I like the Stitches. I think that's a solid pick, Some people say it's not so great on the map, as we were just talking about. Some people say that it's superb because it's pretty easy to just kind of theorize where your opponent is positioning. But, however the teams feel, obviously, GG Till I Die, I think that it's a pretty solid pickup there. Liam, gonna grab that. Blaze to Chuggy, still available for the tank here. So, hiding that last pick, is it going to be the offlane? Is it going to be the tank? We'll have to see. Dahaka's new changes make him able to trade better. Yeah, that's a great point. So I personally think people are sleeping on Dahaka. I think he's super, super strong now, especially on large maps like this where you want to rotate around. And with the death of Vala and Zagara, we're seeing a little bit of a resurgence of the Chrome. Now, I know it's only been 1 day, but just in the evening that Zagara was, disabled from play, and of course, the nerfs coming out now. I have seen so many Chromie, and again, this is just my my viewpoint and my understanding as we've seen it so far. But it's been like 4 or 5 Chromie games that I personally have run into, and now we're seeing it on the big screen as Johanna is coming in. So that is going to be the Liam Blaze offlane there. So I kind of hope Chromie isn't coming back personally, just because I hate her. But we could definitely see it back. We'll have to see as we hop on in, see if there are any rotations here. And it doesn't look like so far everybody just going with what they picked up. And without further ado, in just a couple of moments, we will be hopping in to our first game of the evening. Yeah, Vala and Zagara were nerfed today. At level 10, Dahaka's model changes. Yeah. All right. So, judging by the teams, I'd love to hear your guys' opinion on who won the draft. You hop on in for game number 1 in our best of 5 series. Potentially, or not even potentially, definitely 2 more games after this with the potential for 3 or 4. Cheers for Legacy. We all love Legacy, a very strong player. The really strong players on the members of Team Backdoor as well. And yeah, you know, tell me all about your draft theories, and if you think on my 1 day expertise knowledge of Heroes of the Storm and my gold chromies, if you think she's gonna come back. Nazebo is relevant. That is a great point. Well, without further ado, then the moment you've all been waiting for, game number 1 over here on the blue side. We have Vince on that Diablo. Madara will be your chromie. Legacy on that Deckard Cain, Maka on the Tychus, and Jay will be your Dahaka. This is the members of GG Till I Die. And rocking that red health bar, Carbon will be your Sylvanas. Chuggy is your Johanna, unaverted on that Falstad. Liam is your Blaze, and Brightwing will be played by Heavy. Team Backdoor. Let's head on to the middle lane here, where nobody is yet, and we can just enjoy the scenery. So we head on in, we'll take a look at these talents, and nothing unusual so far. They're going to get the throw onto Johanna. Lots of damage coming out onto Vince. Great root setup, though, but Carbon is able to immediately just get away from that with the Sylvanas Haunting Wave. But now we're going to take a little bit of damage, and it's always super risky as an early Diablo going in and looking for that pick, especially onto a tank like Johanna, because you have no souls, you are Babby, but it is going to be well worth the reward there, as that is going to be first blood going over to GG Till I Die. Falstad stepping just a little bit too far forward there, ends up going down. Vince looking to interrupt the rotation here, looking for that wall bang. The rest of the team not next to him, though. Takes a little bit of damage. Oh, unfortunately, Sylvanas, though, walks through several of those chromie splats. So a little bit of an even trade so far, not too much to really think about. Bottom camp is being started by the members of GG Till I Die, but there are 4 members here as well. Chromie gonna, just chunk away Carbon and Unaverted, who will go down once again. Fighting into that Chromie and these choke points is just absolutely deadly. We are going to see the members of GG Till I Die. Let's get that camp right now. And up in the top is a little bit of a scramble here, as you see Jay and Liam trying to rotate through. The biggest thing here is Blaze does have an easier time trying to get this double soak. You can see Liam just soaking up here, while Dahaka is going to just continue the way up top, try and get that XP. We did see a rotation from the red team. Camps, of course, always the way to do it. Thank you very much for the follow. Bottom needs to be dealt with. Liam actually down in the bottom helping with that. Falstad has traded to come up top here, and I think this is a solid play by GG Till I Die to just try and play slowly and really try to put the pressure on the Team Backdoor here. Will be interesting to see. Unaverted does see that Chromie is looking at them with that Time Walker's Pursuit. Waits for it to go away before starting that camp. They don't want to be caught on it by themselves. Meanwhile, speaking of Chromie, she'll be doing this bruiser camp here with Legacy. It's always a little bit of a lull in the early game, as we can see. It's just about clearing those camps, getting that XP. We won't really see much team fighting until this first objective here. And then even then, it's a little bit spicier. Vince K looking for just potential to go in, see if they can't grab that camp, but wasn't the case. Looking for a fight, looking for Unaverted once again, but he is not about to become third blood. They're just trying to play safe for right now. Top will have to be dealt with. You can see Maka and Liam both dealing with it, but Liam quite happy with what they were able to achieve. Is going to come and look for a little bit of a team fight here, as that objective has been started. We are going to see the teleport actually interrupted there. Teams dueling it out 9-7, anyone's game right now. Chromie checking for everybody, seeing where they are. Camps are pushed in. We're going to see the stun come out from Liam. There is going to be the Decker Cannon to try and secure them in that choke there. The stop coming out onto Heavy, who is very low. Eats all three of those Chromie Dragon's Breaths there. The members of Team Backdoor is going to have to back out for the time being. And, you know, I think they're okay with that. They have a pretty good clear here, so they are just going to hang back for a moment. You can see already Unaverted going to start pushing down in that bottom lane while the rest of the team gets to defend here. Johanna, pretty great for defending that first one, just because she can pop the trade, get back, hide safely, and they can just try and burn it down without having any follow-up from that Punisher. It is going to be a Mortar Punisher, so of course we always joke he's in the top 3 of Punishers, but still is one of the weakest Punishers there. Not like that Frost Punisher, which does turn off the tower. So already going down, this is typically what you can expect from the first objective, is just getting a tower. They're going to find both towers here. The wall is what you usually expect. Oh, Chuggy is low. They're finally going to have that Iron Skin back, thanks to that level 4. Falstad once again going down, and Vince, oh my goodness, escapes with just a smidgen of health. Meanwhile, they look for him, and that only ends up resulting in Chuggy and Sylvanas' death as well there. Really, really well played by GG Till I Died. You know what? I feel like it may be the caster curse, folks. I called Team Backdoor, and currently GG Till I Die are looking very strong. We can see they're still trying to take this fort here. Heavy staying very far back, does not want to get comboed by the Diablo. Unaverted is here, actually it's a barrel rolling in, but Chromie has her level 8. Level 10's actually online here now, so the members of Team Backdoor actually just have to kind of chill. Camp was taken in that meantime by the blue team, and as you can see there, they were able to keep enough vision that those Impalers found that well and killed it. Which is always kind of rough, you know? Whenever they can get that well down, it just means you have one less tool to defend in the middle lane. And considering this is so low, you know, just pretty much on death's door, it really makes it hard to try and contest on the map, especially these camps, because Infernal Shrines is so big that you typically don't really have the opportunity to just kind of hang out by a dead fort. If you do, you have the potential to be ganked, and Diablo is known for hiding in those bushes, finding you out of position, and then, you know, it's even killing you by himself or with one other person. Diablo and Deckard could definitely end the life of one of these squishier heroes because he just does so much damage. Currently, Team Backdoor on a little bit of damage control right now. We always call it their chores, just making sure all the lanes are pushed out. We're actually going to see a little bit of a team fight here. Chromie will have to burn that time out. Great polymorph coming in onto Vince. They managed to find Johanna. However, Unstoppable is available. She will drop the Condemn. Teleport coming out onto Chuggy. They're in kind of an awkward position here. Bunker did have to be used there, and I think the members of GG Till I Die are pretty happy with that. Got a couple of heroics out, and now they don't have those defensive tools, the Brightwing Hypershift and the Bunker. Thinking about taking that middle fort, but instead decide to go for the safer camp. Dahaka rotating up, looking for Unaverted here. They drop the tongue, only grab a minion. Now we're going to see a little bit of extra damage from Unaverted. Those lightning strikes coming out, a little bit of extra auto damage here. So we do see it is going to be that Hammerang build. Oh, great tongue by Jay there. Didn't have that Dark Storm quite up there, so just a little bit of damage coming through. Meanwhile, though, that does deter Falstad from coming here in the mid, and that is finally going to be the end of that middle fort. As first one will go over to the side of GG Till I Die, who are just immediately going to get started on this a shrine here. Is Arcane Punisher, so again, not the end-all be-all of Punishers, but still a very good, very strong one. Everybody just kind of hanging back for the time being, with 20 on the board for the members of GG Till I Die, and the members of Team Backdoor just hanging out here. I think this is a really smart play by them. They don't have 13. They don't want to take this fight a talent down. So they're just going to look for their own fort here with the Sylvanas. And this is exactly what we were talking about, right, with the Infernal Shrines, is just that the objective isn't the end-all be-all. Again, not the strongest objective in the game. So they're totally fine to just trade that out for some push power of their own, especially thanks to those Sylvanas Black Arrows. They trade just as well well as that earlier Punisher. However, great play by the members of the blue team here. They're going to come up. They're going to clear this camp that was so rudely stolen by the members of Team Backdoor. They can grab this objective at any time they want. Liam doing his own anti-pushing, and nobody really caring about this Punisher. We are going to see the members finally step down. We shouldn't see Team Backdoor try and contest this. They are going to get caught. Oh, Lightning Breath coming out from Diablo just annihilates Carbon there. Huge damage onto Johanna. The Gus, too little, too late. 2 members go down. That Punisher is pushed, and this is the opening that GG Till I Die was looking for. They've got a great lead right now, up about a half, or level and a half, level and a quarter-ish. Going to take this fort for free. You can see most of the heroes just doing a little bit of auto damage, but really prepping the way for the keep, which is going to be the big prize here as we move up. Heavy and Unaverted are here to try and defend, but with the Chroming, with the Tychus, it's so nerve-wracking to step up. Commandeer Odin will come down to put a little bit of extra pressure on this, and I wouldn't be surprised if we do see the keep go down here. Great dash from Liam, avoids the stun of the Punisher, and now they've got him pulled in a little bit safer. Blessed Shield will come out. Great timeout from Chromie there, trying to peel. Great wheeling arrow. Chromie actually just blasted into Oblivion. Maka trying to leave. The rest of the team knows there's nothing they can do. Both DPSers taken out. Great turn from the members of Team Backdoor as they come in to this mid to late game feeling very strong. Finally getting on the board there. The first kills of the game for the members of the red team. Great use of the Blessed Shield. Great patience all around. Nearly finding some of those members. It looked like a solid play from GG Till I Die, but unfortunately for them, they just weren't able to deal with all that burst coming out from the members of Team Backdoor. Now, Team Backdoor looking for a way to further up this advantage, try and press it a little bit more. Black arrows will come down on this front wall. They have these impalers to help them push. It looks like that's all they're gonna try and get for the time being. They've got chores to do. So, of course, Liam going to clear this out. The members of GG Till I Die looking to clear their own lanes out themselves, gonna get this camp. And don't you just love it when Tychus opens with the grenade? I had a player on my team the other day who was like, yeah, I love when Tychuses do that. They just split the whole camp, so it's harder to take. Now that actually may cost them. Liam is going to dive in. This is going to be a free camp going over to the side of Team Backdoor. Legacy is taking quite a bop in there, but it's actually going to be Sylvanas who has to pop her Will of the Forsaken to get out. Great bunker will catch Liam. Oh, Jay, though, teleports in. Tychus is taken out. Immediately, Jay has to pop that essence. They look for Sylvanas. Wheeling Arrow will come out. We did see several heroics come through. Vince is not done just yet. Liam has to dash away. Big damage from the Chromie. Chuggy is so low. Jay is back in. Gets that knockback off him. Now it looks like everybody going to try, and oh, maybe a reset, maybe not. Chuggy's still low, drops the Iron Skin. There's going to be the Chromie slows coming out. Oh no, there's nothing left for Jay here. They managed to get that burrow off in time. And Team Backdoor just absolutely biting back in this series, showing they have some teeth. They're not going to roll over and die. They get the aggressive camp. We're going to see Unaverted fly down, looking to try and fight this even more. They will not get caught, but they have to back up and be safe there. Vince looking for blood for the time being, though. Just going to hang back. Go back to getting those minions done while the members of GG Till I Die just going to try and regroup. We see Dahaka did pour it back, went up to the top lane to get a little bit of extra soak because the big prize here now is 20. The members of GG Till I Die still have plenty of time to hit that before the rest of the team. They're sitting again at about a half level lead. We'll see if they can't push it a little bit further. The big thing here being that those hero kills and those camps are worth more and more, obviously. So if anybody gets picked here, then they should even it out. That passive XP will come into play as well. So can't rely on hitting that 20 too much faster as we fight over the coveted Frozen Punisher here. Jay coming in. Sylvanas will drop those. Banshee's gone for the Festering Wounds at level 7. So really just looking to lay on the damage combined with her level 1 Overwhelming Affliction. Not the spell power that we typically see, but instead looking for that extra bonus percentage damage. Oh my goodness, and there it is. Jay just blasted into oblivion there. Great Gus. The disengage is huge from Team Backdoor. Fighting this 4v5. GG Till I Die gonna back out, pop the Odin here, and Liam in a little bit of trouble. Vince looking for a foul stat, finds Liam instead, but ends up losing their life. They have the souls, so they'll be back momentarily. Wailing Arrow in the back, shutting down Legacy. They're trying to pull it together. Unaverted is so low. We will see Tyga's looking for him. Not going to be enough. Stay a while coming out just a little too late there. Does not secure the save for Maka. Vince is back. This is still a 5v3 now. And with the Frozen Punisher acquired, the members of GG Till I Die are just going to back off. Great plays from Team Backdoor there, knowing their power spikes and playing patiently, trying to find all the advantages they could until this late game. We're going to see these black arrows come out on the fort, interestingly enough. Looking to just try and chunk that down. Of course, as we saw with that second Punisher, we're going to see them move on to this keep now, not spend too much time on the fort. And this is a great play that I like from Team Backdoor. They're totally fine to give over that fort. They know the fort was dead to begin with, didn't want to die. They have Jay come through. There's going to be the Blessed Shield coming through. Not that level 20 yet, obviously, since we're not there, but takes a big chunk of Jay. Has to pop that regeneration. Looks for the tongue, not going to find it just yet. Keep under a little bit of pressure here. Punisher jumping onto Diablo, who is dragging it around, really not letting it do much. Black Arrows is back out. That's how long we've been fighting. And a beautiful disengage by Diablo here. Are going to see that Punisher continue to jump through. It is being attacked by the core. Just great rotation of the Punisher right now. Able to just try and, bring it over to that keep when needed. Bring it to that core. And down in the bottom lane, there was a huge wave pushing. Really well done by Team Backdoor. Even though they lost that Punisher, they ended up trading pretty even there, all things considered. Camps being taken. Now it is up to the members of GG Till I Die to do their own chores here as we go back to just looking for 20. Going to be hit almost simultaneously by both teams here. One camp available. Looks like members of Team Backdoor are more than willing to just hand that over. They know, yeah, they're probably there. We're just going to let them clear it, and then we can come down and remove it before too much gets done. There's another camp, of course, pushing here in the middle lane, so just going to take care of that. Everybody rotating together safely. Save Chromie, but she's so far back, and they can see the members mid. Not going to worry too much about a potential gank onto her. They're looking for the members here. Down on the bottom, though, the fort is still very healthy, and that is going to be a big advantage in that next fight for the side of GG Till I Die. Ooh, Wind Tunnel coming out onto Vince, though. There's nothing he can do. Tygas will pop the Odin, but that is a soulless Diablo being just absolutely destroyed, if I'm being honest there. Jay taking quite a bit of damage, tries to stay alive with that essence, but it's not going to be enough. Chuggy, though, oh my goodness, survives, hopping into the bunker, nearly getting a little too greedy there, going in underneath the fort, but beautifully done. Both frontliners down. Many great heroics popped there. Absolutely everything that Team Backdoor was looking for. Odin down. Stay a while and listen down. Both the frontliners down. It's 30 seconds that the members of the red team can pretty much do whatever they want. So, just going to hang out here. This fort is dead meat by the looks of it. Unless they don't care about the fort and they're looking for the heroes. Nope. Heroes get away scot-free. So we are going to see this fort being taken. A couple of camps available in the top lane. This keep is very low in the middle lane as well. It looks like actually kills are the name of the game here. Chromie, though, going to be able to scout him out. Madara, knowing what's hot, takes a huge amount of health out of Sylvanas. They have to drop the Brightwing Blink heal there to get Carbon topped back up. They have the Invisible Friends, so that will help against heroes like Diablo who look for that point-and-click CC. Vince is going to hop in here, has to be careful, does not have full souls quite yet. Ooh, Wind Tunnel will come out. Diablo, though, not going to be stopped. The bunker is there, eats most of this, but the teammates are so low. Carbon is made of glass. It is going to be Diablo, though. Again, another 60-second timer, but Sylvanas is traded out. Johanna and Brightwing are traded out. Chromie is going to drop that timeout, and Unaverted will not get the kill. only one who manages to escape was Liam. A little bit of hubris there for the members of Team Backdoor. And now this could be the beginning of the end here, folks. A team is going to be able to get nice and topped up by Legacy. They're looking for this bottom keep. It's just Blaze here. 40 seconds until anybody is back alive. And I think that was the fight that ended the game. Commandeer Odin is coming down. Everybody on the core. Liam going to try and defend the best they can, but that shield is falling quickly. 19 seconds till anyone is back. Liam knows they need to get on Maka. Chromie time stop, though, delaying his aggression. Stay a while and listen just to make sure that Madara is nice and safe. That is going to be game number 1, going over to GG till I die. Very nicely done. Great way to start the series. Really, really well done. You guys called it. We'll head on over to our score screen here. You can see 9-11. Really close in terms of kills. Not so close in terms of damage, but, you know, it's really hard to compete damage-wise to a Chromie. And for any of the pro players out there who are, you know, gonna chime in with the, oh, damage doesn't matter. It's always fun, all right? Always fun just to look at the damage and get the serotonin boost from the big numbers. So 52-79 in favor of Madara. Really well, great calm play there by the members of GG Till I Die, who will take game number 1. So I'll just go ahead and update that. Bring you over to the score screen. If you guys didn't get the chance to stop in before the game, then welcome. Go ahead and update that right now. My name is Jinxie Cat. I am your caster for this evening. This is game number 1 in our best of 5 series. So still plenty more games to come here. Take a look at these talents before we head over to that map screen, see where we're going and all that jazz. So didn't get a whole lot of time to talk about the talents, but going through fairly standard. The biggest change here, of course, Sylvanas going for the overwhelming affliction, opting for the percentage damage over the extra spell power here. Going for the bolt of the storm, which was, you know, all of Sylvanas' level 20s are pretty strong here. Looking for a little bit of extra escape, and actually helped in that last team fight on that top bruiser camp there. Unfortunately for the members of Team Backdoor, we did see that the point control was just a little bit stronger from the members of GG Till I Die, with the Chromie, with the Tychus, of course, Diablo there, and then things like the Emerald to deny the healing from the Brightwing really didn't bode well for them on that point. So very well done by the members of GG Till I Die. And if that's game number 1, I'm super hype for that, the rest of the series. We'll head back over to the map screen here. So again, if you guys are just watching, then welcome. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. As you can see, the members of GG Till I Die opted to ban away Alterac Pass and Battlefield of Eternity. The members of Team Backdoor banned Cursed Hollow and Garden of Terror here. Our first pick was given over to the members of GG Till I Die. So Team Backdoor opted to take us to Infernal Shrines, where they did lose to GG Till I Die. Now we are hopping in to game number 2 here. I have the map. So in real time, let's go ahead and update this bad boy, as it is going to be Tomb of the Spider Queen. And it looks like first draft is going over to team 2. So that means it was picked up by our blue team here, GG Till I Die. And then, you know, that's kind of what we expected, I think. Every time, whenever you lose and you're not first pick, you know, even if you lose and you are first pick, it usually ends up with, you know, going first pick again, because it is really strong right now. However, I feel like a lot of folks are kind of sleeping on the last pick. There are a couple of crazy things you can do with that. You know, the biggest thing are picking heroes that can really shut down squishy teams, or teams that don't have a lot of burst deniability, going in for like Brightwing example, that's when you can pick up your Mayevs, your Kiras, and just make them have a miserable time. So first pick, isn't always the best, but is still a very, very strong position there. We're just waiting for the teams to go ahead and give us the ready, and then we should be all set to go here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring it back over to myself while we end up waiting, because every time I do this, the teams say that they are R. Yep, there it is. As soon as I do it, R is in chat. I'm going to tell them R, and then we will get rocking and rolling and ready to go for game number 2. So remember, everybody, you can see right there with our Nightbot, ! Matcherino in chat if you want to support the prize pool. The players really, really appreciate it. This is what they're competing for. This is the only tier of NGS that does have a prize pool that you can win. So we're at $142, a great way to start this season. We have a couple of codes remaining. So if you click on that link, there is a button that says claim code. You donate 50 cents for free to that prize pool, and it costs nothing but a little bit of your time. 6 codes still available. So that means 6 of you right now who haven't already come in and hit claim code. You can walk in, press that button, and 50 cents will be donated to that prize pool. And it just takes a couple of seconds, maybe signing up for Matcherino if you haven't done it. But every little bit helps. So if you're feeling generous, please feel free to head on over there. And if you can't donate, that's cool too. Just getting some eyes on it and getting everybody aware, clipping plays that you find amazing, telling your friends about it. That's super helpful as well. So, and maybe if you're not comfortable doing that, if you don't have friends who are interested in heroes, then just hanging out, having a good time, absolutely fine by us. We appreciate y'all being here. So, without further ado, let's hop on in to this draft, talk about what is rocking and rolling here. Once again, we can see the Junkrat being banned away by GG Till I Die. The members of Team Backdoor going to ban Rexar and Stitches. They do not want to deal with that Vince Stitches. It has been a absolutely devastating hero to play against. If you've ever seen my pal Vince, or Vince as they are now known, play in the game, it's a pretty gosh darn good Stitches, if I do say so myself. So not wanting to deal with that, just gonna go ahead and get it out of there. Last ban for the members of GG going to be the Garrosh, a Chuggy favorite. Again, another hero where you're just like, absolutely not. And with Vala and Zagara being basically non-existent after our most recent patch that came out, less than 8 hours ago, we're going to see Tychus, the biggest contested pick so far. Nobody gives a heck about Zagara or Vala currently. Now, in Storm Division, we have seen Vala picked later, in the last spot. Actually, we've seen a couple of times. But this time around, we're going to go with a fan favorite, the Simplicity, gosh darn it, the Legacy Stukov. There's our Sim Legacy Stukov, everything that a Simplicity fan loves to see there. And then May, classic combo. It also takes away one of the counters to May. There's been a lot of debate. Is Stukov a counter to May? I personally think so. And now, once again, the members of Team Backdoor are saying, hey, that was a pretty nice draft in the last game. We're going to try that too, as they pick up the Diablo here. Going with the Brightwing, though, once again, for that extra little bit of healing. So we'll see what they have to ban and where they're thinking of going with their DPS. Alrighty, what are we looking at? First and foremost, Hoggart once again going to be banned out. Still a very strong hero. Not one we get to see as much anymore due to consistent changes on Blizzard's part there. So not as super strong OP as he used to be, but still a very good offlane. Get him out of there. He can be such a nuisance and can be quite hard to gank, thanks to the fact that he can just become infinitely unstoppable. So getting rid of that. Some DPS probably on the side of Team Backdoor and Offlane, an excellent ban as well. It's going to be Sylvanas, the Banshee Queen, not rearing her head in this series. So, curious to see how the members of GG Till I Die will draft here, if they're going to look for both their DPS or look to show an early offlaner here. If they're looking for something spicy, they may opt to hide that DPS. I would be really surprised if we see both of them here, just due to the fact that it's always kind of awkward to reveal both your DPS at once, and there it is. We're going to see the new and improved Leoric, and then Greymane coming through here by Maka. So I'm really hyped for this Leoric. I hope you guys are too. Jay just showing us all the shiny new toys. Flaying Dahaka in that first game, and now Leoric. So if you guys weren't here when we were talking about it earlier, Leoric did get the extra 75% damage built-in baseline to his skeletal swing, so you don't always have to go Neil Peasants anymore, but Neil Peasants was also changed a little bit, so we'll see if they look to go for that, or if, you know, potentially another Leoric talent is ready to go. Ossian Renewal is a big one. I believe that's level 1. I hope I'm correct on that. No Peasants at level 4? I don't remember. Honestly, if I'm being honest, it's been a minute since I looked at the Leoric talent, so please correct me if I'm wrong. Falstad coming through for Madara this time, and lots of slow sustained damage here from the side of GG Till I Die. Lots of bursts depending on, you know, who they're looking to go. Later on, they should be able to just kind of chunk down the members, especially the front line of Team Backdoor pretty early, especially thanks to Liam grabbing that mouth AL. Leaves Diablo in a little bit of a precarious situation sometimes. Always super nerve-wracking to be... And I don't like to say frontline solo or solo frontline Diablo, because obviously Mouth AL is frontline here and Tychus is pretty short range as well. But being the only hero with a big thick health bar and a really hard engage, it can be quite scary to just kind of jump into, especially at Greymane Falstad. Anytime Diablo goes in, you just kind of bonk him, and it feels awful. So, we'll have to see if that's the case, or if it ends up being the members of GG Till I Die getting in. Alrighty, folks, heading on into game number 2 on Tomb of the Spider Queen. We're going to see Vince on that May. Legacy will be your Stukov. Jay rocking the Leoric. Madara will be your Falstad. And Maka on that Greymane. And over here on the red side, we will see Jachuggy on that Diablo. Carbon will be your Tychus. Liam is playing that Mouth AL, unaverted, on their famous Hanzo. And Heavy, once again, on the Brightwing. And once again, we head to the beautiful scenery of Tomb of the Spider Queen, where we look to see an early brawl here. The big question, will Diablo jump in with no souls and try to bonk somebody? Will he get bonked by doing it? It looks like the answer is no. They're safely checking right now. Hanzo gonna try and look for that extra little bit of simple geometry. Already getting 2 stacks. You know, the thing that Unaverted is known for. May just gonna try and make this clear as easy as possible, and look at that new skeletal swing. So it is gonna be the Ossian Renewal from Leo at level 1, which leads me to believe that I'm a fool and Neil Peasants is at level 4. So huge wave clear coming through by the members of GG Till I Die here. And I love what they're doing. They put Falstad down in the bottom lane, and they're soaking with the Leo because he just clears so fast. They do have a little bit of extra time. Carbon and Liam both had to come down here to deal with Madara. We're going to see Legacy just for a little bit of extra here. And this is one of the things I love about seeing the higher play of games is, you know, in probably even Master and below, we see a lot of folks coming in, that offlane goes bottom, and then nobody visits them for the entire game. But when you're all in communication, when you get to this level of play, then you see consistent rotation down there. So once again, Madara down in the bottom. We are going to see both camps being taken at almost the exact same time by these teams here. Jachuggy and Unaverted much slower on the wave clear, going to try and do their best here. Meanwhile, fight has broken down in the bottom lane. Heavy actually chasing folks away. Liam and Carbon trying to get the camp, but they're not going to be able to grab it fast enough. Right Wing is teleporting through. Diablo is running as fast as he can, but it is a 3 versus 4 currently. Liam may end up losing their life. The camp will go over to the members of the blue team here. Jay going to get a little bit extra health, be just fine. And a very well executed, successful invade from the members of GG Till I Die. They knew where they were. They played it so patiently, and seeing that Diablo was top lane with Tychus, they knew they could take that extra little bit of fight there. Not Tychus, Hanzo. More continued fight. I'm loving this 4-man Leoric. We are going to see the fly from Falstad looking for unaverted here. Pings of on the way coming through. Right now, it is just uninverted looking to stack. Crazy off lanes coming through. You're going to see, just the casual Hanzo Falstad off lane while the rest of the team dukes it out here in the bottom lane, looking for this mid lane as well, trying to get these gems turned in. Team of the Spider Queen, it's never about the gems you can turn in. It's more about the gems you can deny. Unaverted, speaking of deny, will nearly be denied their life there. But of course, Natural Agility Leap is going to get them to safety. They're just going to back off. Right when they have to teleport up. They're looking for Madara here. Great use of the barrel roll now. And with only 45 souls, Chuggy, still a squishy boy, has to back off. Legacy looking for those Stukov slaps. One of the heaviest hitting heroes in the game. Heavier than most ranged heroes at this level to actually start. We are going to see, almost got out of the stun. Ended up getting blinded there. They're going to look for him, and Diablo is going to be first blood. Once again, going over to the side of the blue team. Nearly got out of that blizzard, but actually tried to avoid it by dashing back in, which caused him to get stunned there. So, unfortunate miscalculation on his part, but a great play by Vince and pals. Now, with the Diablo dead, they're going to try and look to turn in here. Great arrow from Hanzo. They get the bump onto him. Oh, there's the silence coming in. Carbon very, very low. We are going to see that level 1 from Hanzo finished out here. Continue to fight. May will try to get the turn in. Bring it out just a little bit further as Vince continues to try and turn in here. The rest of the team just looking to get a little bit of bonus damage in. Liam saying, I'm not coming to that party. Manages to avoid the weighted pustule. And everybody just kind of vibing for the moment. Level 7s all around. Jahuggy looking for Jay. One of the hardest heroes to try and pick off. It's going to be unaverted and a little bit of a rough spot. Will go down. Heavy trying to get away. They tried to heal their friend. Great use of that pixie dust. The extra bonus speed. Jahuggy wants vengeance, though. They're looking for legacy. He's got no mana, with the health bars just aren't there for team backdoor. So they're just going to have to wait, bide their time for Hanzo to get back in. Currently, that involves just bonking on Jay here, who's actually in a little bit of a pickle. Doesn't have that spooky ghost walk here. This will result in Leo going down, but Blue will get the first web weavers of the game. Leoric, not the worst hero to trade out, especially for an objective. May is a little bit risky. You're going to prop the cryo freeze, just biding time until that trait comes back, or until that icing comes back and is able to get away. So a little bit low there. We can see Jay is already back. So really nothing to worry about too there. Yeah, he did give a little bit of XP over. Heavy nearly giving over some XP. Legacy in a bind. Great use of the scatter arrow. Not going to find anybody yet, as both these teams are very low. And of course, we're going to see top lane being the biggest point to contest at the moment, just due to the fact that this is the boss lane. You can get an early lead in this top lane. Then you can look for a boss later on. Web Weaver, though, being dealt with. And again, typically what we expect from the first Web Weaver is to maybe get a couple of front walls down. You can see the tower just left alone here in the middle lane. Both towers gone, and that's quite typical. Ooh, great dodge by unaverted there with a little cheeky save from Chuggy, getting the flip in onto Vince, making sure he can't follow up. Down in the bottom lane, same thing, just the wall going down. It's always been debated whether or not the first turn-in is really worth getting. Obviously, somebody's got to be the person to make the move, but if you don't have a couple of kills, it can be hard to get more than a front wall. Second turn in is always the coveted prize just because you have level 10 available. Not to say you can't go to both teams. You know, you get first turn in, you get second turn in, you're sitting pretty. Great Hanzo arrow coming out. There's going to be the Diablo APOC. Oh, great barrel roll. It's not enough though. Falstad tries to get away. Vince will grab all the gems. You'll love to see it. You know, he's just sitting there screaming, get my gems, get my gems, get my gems. Icing was no, never mind. Nearly interrupted. She gets it out in the end. And it's going to be the members of Team Backdoor looking for the turn in here. They had those level 10s. They snap used them right away. Great quick thinking there from Falstad, just popping that barrel roll. It's absolutely what it's there for. CC wasn't layered quite so that he couldn't press buttons, so you know, Carbon just sitting there spamming that barrel roll until they were able to get away and was able to do so. Once again, Red Weavers will descend. Try saying that 5 times fast. Polly coming out. Commentator Odin already blasted pretty early to deal with this middle camp. We are going to see Cursed Bullet come out as well here. There's going to be May looking for blood. Dashes all around, though, from Hanzo and Tychus. Means they won't have it for a couple of seconds if they want to try a re-engage. However, that seems to be most of May's tools. Legacy pushing Diablo all the way back into the base. And thanks to that, it looks like mid is just going to be left to clear itself, while up top, team is going to look for Jay. Great Dragon Arrow to follow up. Great Polymorph. Already used the Ghost. There's going to be the Ice Wall from May. Leoric managed to drop the Entomb before he died, though. So in the end, both of those abilities are going to be on cooldown. You can see how fast Jay already comes down. And despite a great team fight there, great zoning from the members of GG Till I Die. They're going to look for Vince there. Nice use of the cryo freeze. Ooh, the stun comes out. Cursed Bullet onto Chuggy. The stun is there. The rest of the team dashes away, and Vince will escape. Webweaver is not as strong here, and kind of disappointing for that second turn in the 50 gems, and once again, only getting that front wall. Great play by the members of GG here. Very intentional taunt. Nobody going down just yet. Heroic's still on cooldown, so we should see just a little bit of a lull here. So we take a look at level 13. It's now available for both teams. Almost neck and neck here. It's actually, the XP is so very close from the teams. Virulent Reaction, of course, coming out from Stukov. You always have to check. They changed the color of Virulent Reaction, and it's super frustrating when you're like, oh, did they not go Virulent Reaction? That's interesting. And then they did. It's just red now instead of yellow since they did those little bit of Stukov changes here. So fairly standard all the way around for the heroes, of course. Top lane being pushed. Webweavers are available. Webby going down quickly, but this is more what we like to see from that Webweaver turn-in phase. Fort shouldn't be long for this world. Vince taking a little bit of damage from Hanzo there. There's the flip onto Maka. Great stun. There's going to be the APOC, but again, Maka manages to get away. Icewall will trap Chuggy. Falstad already used the Gust coming through. They're looking for the the Diablo here. Not going to find it just yet. Malthael actually dropping those Tormented Souls, coming in to do a little bit of damage onto the team there. Beautiful Polymorph combo. Chuggy, that was so low. Right Wing not going to be able to get her TP off in time. That's a 10-second cooldown. Great use of the cleanse from Malthael there. Top Fort, not long for this world without Diablo, who is back thanks to those souls that it does not matter. Fort will end up falling. Couple of squishy boys left up here top. We saw Falstad fly down to try and look for bottom as well, but Madara has no mana and Jay has no health, so it makes for a little bit of a harder time to look to push here. The rest of the team is down, so if Madara has tap, that should be the play here. You can see that Pustule going all the way around, and there it is. Pustule for the heals, taps for the mana. Will they look to continue pushing down here in the bottom? Mid has suffered quite a lot in this middle lane as well here. You can see it's sitting at less than 25% HP. So something that GG should look to grab at some point throughout the game. Curious to see how long the members of Team Backdoor are going to hold on to this camp. Camp is also being taken by the side of the blue team here, of course, with the 3 on the 3 on the camp. It is taken rather quickly. Right wing still just hanging out. And the big, what I find interesting, maybe somebody who's better at the game than me can explain, is it's been all about trying to gank this Leoric down bottom. One of the hardest heroes to gank, and it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. Level 16 online for the side of GG Till I Die. As we suspected, this middle fort is just going to be blasted to ash right at the start there. The camp already cleared out. It's going to be quite hard for Team Backdoor here, just due to the fact that they don't have 16. They don't want to fight down 16s. 13s, kind of hit or miss. You can decide whether or not you want to... whether or not you want to go in and try and fight that fight down 13, but 16 is a power spike for most of those heroes, so it makes sense that they're just going to hang back for right now. They may lose a keep here, but again, not the worst thing in the world. Tomb of the Spider Queen is one of those maps where you can lose all 3 keeps, just kind of try and turtle until you find the team fight that you're looking for, and then turn around and end the game. It is definitely much harder once you've lost all 3 keeps, but one of those maps where it's definitely not, we always say unwinnable. So Garden of Terror, absolutely unwinnable once you lose all 3 keeps. Tomb of the Spider Queen, not so much so. Looks like they're just trying to get their push out every lane, because similar to Infernal Shrines we talked about earlier, this is one of the maps where if you lose those early forts, if you lose, forts in the late game even, hold that thought, they're looking for Vince, not going to find him. APOC burned. Brightwing just has to clear away best she can. Red Web Weavers will be turned in. They're going to look for a little bit of anti-push here. Ooh, Jay coming in, has the Entomb. Nobody ready to follow up, though. They are going to get the Ice Wall on to Diablo here, looking for Liam. Nice teleport. It's not going to be enough, though. Dodges the stun to die to the foul side. Chucky trying to get away, will not be able to stay alive long enough for Brightwing to get in there. Great gust just to make sure. Commandeer Odin has been popped, but has to be very, very defensive at this point. Web Weaver is going to be next to nothing with that devastating kill onto the front line. So now we can see smart play by the members of GG Till I Die. Just back it out until that Odin is dead. Looking for Unaverted here. Unaverted trying to keep an eye on them with that Sonic Arrow. Madara coming in with the aggressive, oh my goodness, aggressive barrel roll is a successful barrel roll here. They're looking for Carbon now, who may not be long for this world. They've got him boxed in. He's going to try and look for Maka. Curse Bullet will come out. There's the dash. It's not enough. And the blue team creeping even further ahead, despite the red Web Weavers, which... honestly, I had to double check and make sure that these weren't blue Web Weavers that just needed to walk up here. Boss, of course, will be started after all those successful kills. With that front fort down, they should be able to get quite a bit of damage done here. And the members of Team Backdoor just going to try and take the booby prize, get this bottom camp, maybe look for a little bit of push there. They know boss is being dealt with, so they're safe to take this as slow as it is. Now they've got a Hearth back and defend. Again, losing the keep here, absolutely okay. Losing heroes, a little bit less so. However, it looks like just a boss coming through. No excess pushing here, because the turn-in is now available for the side of GG Till I Die. They're going to look to push with the boss, with the turn-in. We can always use some good boss push. Vince comes in, tries to grab a little bit of extra damage there. Chucky looking for him. Great use of that ice wall, followed up with that false out of wind tunnel. Really just putting the team in a bind there. Keep will go down. Brightwing has been just devastated this entire game. It's been so hard to keep everyone alive with the slow heals of Brightwing. Even the teleport has really not been enough due to the fact that just 2 seconds is too long to wait. Maybe looking for the Speedy Dragon, assuming they get to level 20, as this core is falling fast. 2 Web Weavers on it. Diablo going to try and come through. There's going to be the APOC. It's not going to be enough. This game number 2 will go over to the side of GG Till I Die, putting them 2-0 over this series. Really, really well done. Very beautiful. You love to see it. Get that loading screen in and take a look at these stats and talents. Alrighty. Not as close this time round, as we can see. 9-3 in favor of GG Till I Die. Still coming ahead on those kills. This time, you know, really going to show that damage doesn't necessarily mean everything. So all those folks in Storm League raging that they had the top damage, ergo, they were the best person on the team, even if they never left the top lane and they were a Li Ming. Not that I had that experience recently, but, you know, assuming that, you know, that something like that happened, the damage doesn't mean much. Madara, 3 kills, 45k, unaverted, 73k, but a big old goose egg in that kill counter. So effective damage is better than high damage. Quality over quantity there. Let's take a look at these talents. Level 20, of course, not achieved by the members of Team Backdoor, who are really struggling here. But hey, don't call it a comeback. Still plenty of time to come back and win the series here. Reverse sweeps, people love to see them. They're fighting a little bit as the underdog, as it looks like this time round. So maybe this is just the kick in the butt that they needed. We're going to take a little bit of a short break here. I'm going to update the screen. So let's head on over. If you're just now joining us, you missed the first couple of games, then no sweat. I got you covered. As we take a look at our series here. GG Till I Die, 2-0 over the members of Team Backdoor. Game number 1, Infernal Shrines, picked by TBD, won by the blue team. And then, of course, opting for the first pick, GG Till I Die took us to Team of the Spider Queen, where once again, they were successful. So really great job to the teams. We're going to take just a couple of minutes to give players a chance to bio, use the bathroom, pick their maps, all that good stuff. And we will be back in just a moment. So maybe check out !Matcherino while you guys are waiting for the games to get rocking and rolling. And I'll see you in just a few moments.
Take it too far to say that we cannot pretend now. Wasn't ever enough to have just everything you want. In your shadow I found a place to hide me from my own thoughts. And if I ever got lost, you find a way to bring me home, bring me home. And I want something I can hold. That's what this waiting for.
Alrighty, squad, welcome back. Thanks so much for hanging through with us. My name is Jinxie Cat. I am going to be your caster for this evening. So we're just waiting on the teams to get all set and ready to go for our game number 3. Potentially the last game of the evening, but potentially still 3 more games to go here. It all comes down to how this next game goes. We'll head on over to our score screen. So if you're just now joining us, then welcome. It's so great to see you. My name is Jinxie Cat. I just said that. I don't know why I said it again. I always get very nervous doing the intro, like going through the checklist of everything that I have to say. So our game number 3, as you all can see, is going to be on Sky Temple. Recently added back into the map pool. One of the favorites of the teams, but not a huge favorite here, right? There are a lot of folks who are just like, I want nothing to do with Sky Temple. Everybody, kind of dies a little bit inside, but it is one of the more competitive maps in the pool, and we all love to see that. So it makes sense to have it in here. Makes sense why the pros like to see it, especially teams like GG Till I Die, who are the ones, as should come to no surprise to you, seeing that smug Lulba face on the map, decided to pick it up. They're very well oriented in the ways of micro and macro, constantly looking for those camps, finding when to push with them, getting that little bit of chip damage. So it's an absolutely perfect map for said team. They've been taking us to a place where it's all about that extra little bit of camp finding those lanes all night. The first one was, in all fairness, picked up by GG Till I Die, but after that, there's kind of a similarity, just constantly doing those camps, constantly keeping an eye on which lanes are kind of deserted so you can get a little bit of extra damage in there. And without further ado, let's hop on in. Again, potentially the last match of the evening. First pick, once again, going over to Team Backdoor. We'll see if they have anything up their sleeve. Now, granted, Zagara was nerfed in this most recent patch, and I'm suspecting that it's less to do with the fact that, she's absolutely trash tier here, more so the fact that the players don't necessarily know how she's going to perform, so they're just kind of letting it through because a quick way to lose a tournament game is to just come in with something you've never done before or something that you're unsure of. So teams most likely going to hold off on her. If they did pick her up, I suspect that this would be the map to do it just because it is so large and that pushing is so critical when those temples aren't available. So we'll have to see if they choose to ban it, if this is maybe where perhaps GG Till I Die pulls it out, because what better way to test it than against a 5 stack of your peers, right? So plenty of options still. If they lose, obviously not the end of the world. They have 2 more games to try and bring it back. But it looks like so far, nobody considering that it's worth banning, as Falstad and the loss of Vikings going to be taken away here. Waiting on that last ban from the side of Team Backdoor. What are they thinking? Do they think the Zagara will come out? Leo really showing their stuff in that last game, but it looks like Sylvanas going to be the big bad wolf that they're afraid of today. Thank you very much for the follow. Really taking the time to just try and dissect every possibility for this map. There's lots of crazy things that you can do on Sky Temple, so you got to make sure that you get the right ban, because this is one where, Abathur really can come into play. This is one where, Junkrat once again going to be banned away. So who cares who else can come into play? Murky isn't trash here. We always say Murky is kind of a meme, but he can get a lot of insane value if you know what you're doing on the map. So, potentially something spicy, but once again, heavy going with that Brightwing. Thank you everybody for the follows. We appreciate it so much. And remember, if you like your caster tonight, if you want to support me, if you think that I'm doing an all right job telling you what's happening in the game, then the best way to do that is to drop some subs, some donations, some bits. All of those go to the caster. So even though it says it's going to NGS, they pay us out at the end of the season. It's a really awesome way to support your casters because, you know, most of us are just doing this because we like Heroes of the Storm and we want to see it alive. So thank you guys so much. And, you know, if you want to see your money used in other ways, then, of course, !Matcherino in chat is a great way to help benefit the players. They're the one putting on the show for us. That being said, we're going to hop back into this draft. Legacy, going to grab that Lucio, a fan favorite of his. And once again, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Vince will grab that May. Chuggy on the Anubarak. We're seeing a little bit more Anubarak this day and age, and I am living for it. He's a very fun tank to watch play. He's got the longest engage in the game as far as tanks go, so you always love to see it. Can really shut down some critical abilities with that unstoppable, you know, things like Hanzo arrows they can block with that burrow, etc moshes. It's just so wonderful. And then, of course, Greymane. No one's ever said I don't want a Greymane on my team, right? He's pretty consistent damage, got lots of strong wave clear, strong kill. He can put a lot of pressure onto the front line, the back line, the mid line, all around. Just a great hero. Abathur, though, gonna be banned out because the only thing more terrifying than a Greymane is a Greymane with an Abathur hat. On the side of Team Backdoor, we're going to see Dahaka banned away once again. Makes sense. Was pretty strong in that game number 1. So take it away in game number 3. Cassia coming through here. Cassia and Blaze. Blaze, we're seeing more and more. Got some changes a while back. He's a pretty good off lane, turns out. Always been kind of good, but now he's even better. Cassia, it's kind of in the same spot. She got a huge rework and was kind of, you know, in the same boat as Zagara and Vala for a while, where she was first pick, first ban because you did one auto attack and it deleted like an entire Chromie health bar. It was really devastating. They've since kind of nerfed it. Ooh! And now she's only picked every so often, but still really strong. Liam gonna grab that Hogger, and Maiev picked up by Carbon here. You love to see it with only Madara left. What do they think the answer is? Now, it can be a little bit spicy. The biggest thing here for a Maiev is Lucio has great movement speed to speed folks away whenever you see that Warden come through. Ooh, oh my goodness. All the spice coming out in game number 3. So, you know, Lucio can speed folks away. Blaze, of course, anytime Warden's Cage is dropped, assuming it will be Warden's Cage, can drop the bunker. You know, even if we do see Containment Disc come out, they can also drop the bunker and just kind of wait that out so they have to not fight in the 4v5. In fact, as I'm looking at this now, this may end up being a Containment Disc just due to the fact that this is a very old combo. This is the classic, you know, just search and destroy combo. Anubarak uses Cocoon, Maiev uses Containment Disc. You pick off, you know, 2 people who you find important, say, you know, Blaze and May, or Blaze and Lucio, May and Lucio, whoever you feel is going to offer the most protection, and then you just kill the backline. It is a tried and true strategy, and I'm so hyped that we get to see it for game number 3 here. So, heading on in with spice of their own. It's going to be GG till I die with Vince on that Maiev. Legacy will be your Lucio. Madara on the Imperious here. Maka is going to be your Cassia. And Jay, of course, will be your Blaze. And looking to get a leg up in this series, it will be Team Backdoor with Heavy once again on the right wing. Liam will be your Hogger. Down in the bottom, looking for potentially a cheeky strat, it is going to be Chuggy on that Anubarak, Unaverted on the Greymane, and Carbon will be your Maiev. You're looking for the bottom. I'm just going to look to grab this tower. They have Beetles to cheese it. Looks like this will be the case. Immediately, we're going to see Nubarak come through, drop all 3 of those beetles. The rest of the team rotating down. They have the Lucio to get quick, only getting the half tower. A little bit of damage there. Shield comes out from Nubarak, and a successful half cheese. Unaverted, just going to try and jump in, get these minions here while Chucky zones the rest of the folks out. Blue team did end up getting that vision. Breaks my heart when we don't fight over the vision, but you know, that's how it be sometime. Hogger has to jump away. Is being bullied by Jay and Legacy. Carbon going to get the pull off onto them. Couple of fan of knives coming out. And now that we're back to our normal positions in the middle, let's take a look at some of these talents where Spear comes out. Great interrupt from a new rack. Maiev looking for blood, comes in immediately into that May Blizzard, though has to use the Vault of the Wardens to escape. They look for Madara, and he's getting a little taste of the Diablo medicine that was served in the last couple of games. Just anytime you go in early, you get kind of bonked. With that, that is going to be the first blood for the side of Team Backdoor here. They're going to look for the aggressive camp. May will come in. Great polymorph. There's the pull. Unstoppable, though, from May. The rest of the team is here. Maiev blasted down. That it's going to be Greymane going down as well. And what started as such a great lead from Team Backdoor ends up with them having to just let this go. In fact, they're going to lose their own camp here as well. Not able to pick it up quick enough here. Unfortunately, that Lucio just so fast. In fact, Chuggy is here looking to see if maybe they can't come in and try and delay the cap. But seeing that nobody else is in lane, they're just going to give it over and start clearing. Heavy already in lane. And now, once again, back to those heckin' chores. They got to clear out all these camps, and Nubarak has to deal with this aggressive camp over here. Beetles, of course, will help to provide for that. In fact, you can see it's the Beetle build starting out here with Legion of Beetles coming out. Vint is going to start harassing Chucky. Carbon is here as well. That's going to be the Cryo Freeze coming down. I'm wondering if we are going to see May go for that cooldown reduction on Cryo Freeze into the Maiev. Just because, you know, nope, absolutely not. Just so you can turn off that pull every single time she tries to do something with it. But of course, that icing build is too strong. The one made popular by Reb there, coming out with that cold front. So the extra cooldown on the icing anytime you jump into the blizzard, it brings it down to like 4 seconds, I believe. Maiev going to try and defend this bottom lane best she can. Will lose the front wall. They will lose that early well, which always feels rough. The fort actually losing 50% as well. They're going to use the bit of damage from the Sentinel to try and get extra damage. Ooh, Hogger looking for Maka. Vince is low, and this may have been an overstay on their part. May going to try and get him away. They don't have level 7 yet, though, so that is going to be Hogger coming out for the side of the red team, who are just absolutely chasing Jay away in this top lane. Level 7 will now be here, but that doesn't do Maka a whole heck of a lot of good. Carbon coming in, looking for the front line. Great fan of knives resets. Ooh, but the follow-up is just beautiful. Great Vault of the Wardens from Carbon. Not great enough, though. Camps now being taken, both of them in favor of the blue team here. You can see the red guys looking to come in, get a little bit of extra damage here, because the biggest thing for Team Backdoor is they lose 2 forts early. Then this is not one of those games where you can just kind of turtle for your keeps going down. You will lose a lot, and if they sacrifice both these temples, then that makes it just that much harder to get back in. However, it's really hard for them to stay in on these fights. Greymane already so low. Carbon does manage to find Jay, but Greymane goes down. That is going to be the end of the old Worgen there. So many fan of knives coming out, but it just means nothing with this Lucio here. The chip damage, not enough. He's just constantly able to heal up, and they're really suffering for it. You can see the well is still available for now. A couple more shots should put an end to that really quickly. There it is. Goodbye, well. Middle in a rough position, bottom in a rough position, and this is really what you hate to see if you are the team, behind on Sky Temple, just because it can really end up in quite a tough spot. You're gonna have to look for team fights, gonna have to try and find chip damage outside of the towers, because with the way that the members of Team Backdoor are playing currently, they could just never team fight ever again. So if they grab all those towers, then the map is already in their favor. They don't have to force these fights. They can just kind of hang out and wait for the members of Team Backdoor to make a play. But they're very confident in what they're doing. Level 10's already online. Greymane very low. He's going to try and get out, but beautifully done. Fort goes down. They're looking for a new rack there, but he was still unstoppable when he got caught in the ice wall. Not going to be enough, though. The spear, just too much. Just poor Anubarak eats the dust like as Greymane. Maya going to come down just to try and get the soak. But with both of those heavy hitters out of the field for a moment, we're going to see Boss get picked up here. It's a 6-minute boss. Anubarak will be back in 7 seconds. Boss clear isn't superb for the side of GG Till I Die, thanks to that Imperius. He's not really known for his camp taking abilities, even with that level 7 Holy Fervor, which gives him the cleave. The boss, you don't really cleave, so a couple of bits of extra damage, not super crazy. They do end up getting it though. Greymane will be able to step up and defend this just in time for these temples to activate in a couple of moments here. So we shouldn't see this boss get too much value just due to the fact that it is a 6.5-minute boss. You know, those are kind of low. Later bosses scale significantly better, but it is annoying. It's something that Unaverted has to deal with. He has to be on the boss, so that's kind of just free vision on what Unaverted is going to be doing for the next 30 seconds or so. The team going to look to fight without him. Great unstoppable thanks to Legacy's high five. Maiev looking for more blood, and just with the fact that everybody has so much to do here on the side of Team Backdoor. We're going to actually see the spear come out. Right wing looking in. Chuggy, no fear. There's going to be the ball lightning from Cassia. Blaze will drop the... it's going to drop that. Just drop there. Drop the bunker, looked for it. Great use of the Warden's Cage after it came down. There's the hook. Maka is low. Another hero goes down. Imperius and Cassia both taken out. That is all the damage from the side of GG Till I Die. May was on the bottom. That bottom fort, of course, did just get blasted to smithereens. A little bit of extra damage coming through as all 3 forts end up going down. But the members of Team Backdoor biting back in the late game. Jockey will get caught in the ice wall. May looking for Hogger. Great Hog wild bounce to escape. Liam going to try and get away. Being chased down by Legacy. Jay looking for a middle fort will go down. There's the stun coming out. Jay again low. Liam says, leave me alone, Legacy. Just causing the depression. DPS is back. Hogger, that's not where you want to be. Doesn't want to stop hog wilding because that could mean death. Nice knockback, though. Getting that extra little bit of bonus damage. Legacy is low. Maka going back to base once again. Vince is finally here. Not doing too much, though. In fact, they've already used that Cryos. That is going to be him going down. The blue team is in shambles. GG Till I Die. Imperius looking for that... heroic, not gonna find it. A little bit optimistic there on that level 10, which we're seeing more and more. The Wrath of the NGS is coming in, trying to find that split, because it works really well. The same way that, you know, our containment comp could work. Of course, we see it is the Warden's Cage now instead, not the double trap. So... can't even the playing field, because if we do have Imperius taking somebody off the board who they find important, then of course 2 important players are taken off. It is a 4v4 at that point, and you can get a lot of extra damage done repositioning that opponent. Oh, Madara, though, really wishes they had that extra little bit of jump away. Not going to make it over the wall. Cocoon coming out just a delay, but this may have saved him. Legacy coming through. Only a bit of health left. That is going to be the unstoppable. The Telly on to Legacy. Oh, he gets the unstoppable. Chuggy wants blood. It's not going to be enough, though. Liam, all the way in Africa now, looking for the Lucio, but he's one of the slipperiest heroes in the grave. Out comes that stun, though. There's going to be the Warden's Cage. Vince hating his life for coming in to save, and that is going to be, once again, Cassia going down. She showed up, tried to be a hero, ended up falling. May will also go down. Team Backdoor, they want nothing to do with GG Till I Die. And now, despite all of these objectives being up with the Greymane, ooh, Chuggy has that Beetle build, is going in spicy here. Looking for the this top keep. Bottom keep will be taken by Blaze on this bottom tower. Hogger trying to clear it out up in the top. More fights coming through, but with that extra bit of camp clear there, that is going to be keep for keep traded out. So very successful. Legacy looking for this top as well. He sees the rest of the members backing up, so he is out of there looking for Greymane. A little bit of a just juicy simplicity spray on the way out. Top temple still very easy to grab. Neither team looking for it just yet. A little bit of a lull now. They're looking for this bush. Not going to find it. That is the burrow charge down for a couple of moments. You can see danger. Be careful. Wait for Chuggy to have all of his buttons back. And then we can maybe look to go in. And this is what you love to see with an aggressive team comp coming out here. Team is backing up. Of course, chores have to be done. Top is being taken. Boss will be up in just 3 seconds, so it looks like Temple will be traded out for the boss here. With the Greymane, the members of Team Backdoor have a little bit of a better boss clear, but Greymane, there's a big stun. There's going to be the Greymane, and goodbye, Blaze. The heroic comes out Imperious in the cocoon. Nobody cares. Ice Wall will connect onto Greymane. Madara gonna grab a new Barak here. He's got no mana, so it's some juicy Beetle auto attacks coming through. Great polymorph, though. Heavy shining like a champion with these polys. Another stun. Just one more stun in the bag. Unstop coming out. It's not enough. Cassia did get that top fort. She is looking to push in on this keep. Members of the red team looking for the boss here now, and could potentially be a spicy base race. Very spicy in the fact that it would be Maka and Legacy trying to race this down, but stranger things have happened. Liam is here. That is going to be ball lightning coming through, and Liam actually ends up losing their life there. Chucky teleports back to try and help out. Legacy, though, will end up trading 1-for-1. Staggered death for the support there. Not quite sure that's what they were looking for. Chucky wants blood, but Cassia is mounted up. Is he gonna chase her? He's chasing. Okay. Not chasing that hard. Not super tunnel visioning. Not even grabbing the vision themselves. Boss was taken. There's a team fight happening down here. Icewall will make sure that the blue team is able to pick this up. And then, of course, it's all about defending and pushing with this boss here. Maev, again, looking for blood. Boss not going to get too much value here just because everybody has res and the team is so split. There's a big team fight happening up here. Curse Bullet coming out onto Madara. Loses a little bit of health there. Chuggy gets, drops the cocoon right as Blaze gets in the bunker. So that's a whiff there. Warden's Cage coming out. There's a stun onto Carbon. Everybody bouncing around trying to free their friends from those sentinels. It will end up going down. Jay is low. Lots of rogues being spent. We are going to see the Wrath coming out onto a new Barak. Poor Bug Boy. Out comes the Blizzard. That's a free stun. Carbon trying to get away, but running from Lucio is nigh impossible. It is going to be Maka getting some vengeance for their earlier deaths later on. And unfortunate, both the engagers from the side of Team Backdoor will end up going down. And this does allow free reign from the side of GG Till I Die. So they grab the aggressive camp. They get on these shrines. And this has been kind of the sore point for the members of Team Backdoor. They really haven't been able to grab a single altar. And even when they could, they just chose not to. Cursed Bullet does come out unaverted all by his lonesome. They're going to get the blind out. There's the extra little bit of pixie dust. May does pop her cryo freeze there. Keep will end up going down. One more keep down. 2 altars available. 1 second on Nubarak. 8 on Maev. The rest of the team just hanging out here. And there's going to be some core damage from the side of GG Till I Die. See if they have the potential to end here. We are going to see, oh my goodness, Unstoppable Hogger coming through. Is it going to be enough? Brightwing gets the teleport. Level 20 not available. There's going to be a beautiful stun coming out from the Hog. Jay drops the bunker. Curse Bullet eats most of his health. Legacy all by his lonesome. Can't get to the bunker. Finished off by Greymane. Maka comes back out. Jay takes a look. Says absolutely not. Oh, but while that was happening, Vincent Madara The actual backdoors ended up winning the game for them. Very, very well done. GG, and big shouts to GG Till I Die, playing until the last moment there, really pulling the fast one on the members of Team Backdoor, on myself, maybe some of you all. Really, really well done by them. 10-14. The first time that the members of Team Backdoor were able to get ahead on those kills there. Unfortunately for them, it didn't mean the W. So that is going to be game number 3 and the series going over to GG Till I Die. Very well done for them. Let's take a look at these stats really quickly here. Of course, here is our build. The biggest one I find interesting, Madara build. It's pretty much Tank Imperious, if you remember that old dinosaur. Nobody really plays it anymore, but still one of my favorite builds, one of my favorite play styles, with the Burn the Impure, get that extra percentage damage, Sovereign Armor, of course, Holy Fervor. Wrath the NGS is new. Usually you would see for a Tank Imperious, the little bit of extra shielding from the Angelic Armaments, and then of course Divine Rage, Melting Touch, and then pretty much anything you go is good. The upgrade on Wrath is always super fun, just because, I mean, it's up about every, 6 seconds. Blaze, stun build, going for the Adrenaline Stim Pack. Very well done. The big one I wanted to touch on earlier, where there was just so much action happening, Maka with a Charged Strike. So that's every third basic attack. They get that extra bit of auto damage. 15% bonus damage and bounces to nearby enemy heroes. Not one we see too much after the repeated nerfs, but really worked out well in this last team fight. Constantly just being able to auto attack the Anubarak down, who focuses on spell armor. So even though he had the shield, even though he has that armor, it doesn't mean much in the face of auto attacks from Cassia. Let's go ahead, take a look at our score screen. If you're just now joining us, then I'm sorry, that's unfortunate. So that was game number 3 and this series going over to GG Till I Die. But if you still want to talk about it with your friends and act like you were definitely watching, then here is our score for the evening. Let's update all of that. I appreciate you guys so much for hanging out and spending time with me there. I'm head on here. Thank you so much. My name is Jinxie Cat, and again, this has been NGS Storm Division. Still plenty of games to go on in the series. This is the only division in NGS that folks are fighting for money, so if you're feeling extra generous today, please consider donating to the prize pool with !Matcherino. You can also check out my page where I do some casting on my own channel. We play heroes, we play a bunch of Pokemon and some other silly stuff. It's a lot of fun. So !Casters, despite there only being one of me tonight, will bring you to my page, twitch.tv/JinxieCat. And if you really liked everything that was happening here today, every single sub, bit, and donation that you do during a Storm Division cast does end up going over to the casters. So if you like your casters, myself, Crushinator, Taco, they've all been doing a lot. It's been a wide array of casters for Storm Division this season. If you like what they're doing, you can support them there, because again, every one of us does this because we love Heroes of the Storm and we love seeing you all hang out and watch some awesome games. Thanks so much for hanging out, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Be safe this Friday night if you are going out, and we will see you later. Bye, friends.